It's Mrs. Martin. Let's talk about books. Just a couple of things about our book talks. One being that when it comes to our slides, we try to make it pretty easy for you here in terms of making it so that you can easily locate the author and title of the book located there at the top. We've got it there for you, as you can see. With the title and author. We have also got the cover of the book located there so that you can find it on the shelf if you come down to the library to find it. In the top right corner of each of the slides on the book talk, you will see the genre sticker so that when you are walking in the shelves of our library, you can go to the shelf that has that sign. For this one, for example, science fiction, you would be looking for the science fiction sign on the shelf. And then you'd go along the shelves to actually look for those science fiction stickers. Just a reminder as well, something I've been noticing in the library, when you are walking along the shelves, once you're in that science fiction section here, you would need to look for the author. So you'd be looking for all the authors that start with the letter C, and you'd be going along until you found Condi. So again, just a reminder to look by the author's last name. Let's jump into our book talk for today. The first book that I am sharing with you, I don't want to actually start my video quite yet, is the book titled Matched. This book by Ali Condi is in the science fiction section, and in this society, officials decide everything for you. If you're somebody who is indecisive about things in your life, this might at first sound kind of great, but really it is absolutely everything is decided for you. Who you love, where you work, when you die. I mean, every single decision is made for you, and you don't really get to make any choices for yourself. And the freedoms that you have in your own life are very, very limited. Kasia, the main character, has always trusted their choices until, well, let's take a look at the trailer to learn a little more.
In this society, officials decide who I love, where I work, when I die. When I turned 17, the moment had come for my matching banquet, where the society pairs you with your most optimal partner. I was sure they had found the perfect match in my best friend Xander. What is going on?
So again, Kasia had been pretty certain of the choices until, as you saw here, she sees one other face flash for this instant. You know, her best friend had appeared on there. She was certain he was the one for her until this other face flashes on there before the screen fades to black. And now she's faced with this impossible choice between Xander and Kai. What's going to be the right option? She isn't sure because the one path that she believes is supposed to be the path chosen for her might not be quite right. And if that is the case, is it possible that some of the other things that have been chosen for her might also not be the correct ones? Ali Condi writes a fantastic science fiction book. This book is called Matched, and you'll find it in the sci-fi section. The Agony House by Sherry Priest is in mystery and is just right for you if you like a great mystery story without everything being quite so scary. But that being said, don't be mistaken. This is definitely a book with lots of twists and turns, lots of suspense, and certainly some moments where the hairs on the back of your neck are going to stand up. Denise has just moved back with her family to New Orleans. They have suffered the after effects of Hurricane Katrina, and they're using the last of their family's money to fix up this old rundown house. In fact, you can see a caricature of it there on the cover of the book. Nothing seems to be working around the house Makes sense though, the house has been abandoned for a long time. They want to turn it into this bed and breakfast and make some money off of it. So it doesn't seem weird really at first that things aren't working well, because again, it's run down. The unexplained noises at first seem like no big deal, but then bigger things start to happen and make Denise question whether or not something is going on with this house. Floors are collapsing. Stuff is falling from the ceilings, and it's not, cotton balls or anything. It's stuff that can hurt you. She's also hearing these voices in the house that don't belong to any of her family members, and she can't explain what those voices are. It's clear something more sinister is going on in the house, something's hidden here, and answers might lie in an old comic book that she finds concealed in the attic. Read on in this story to find out what exactly this house is holding on to in terms of secrets and why something might be lurking among the walls. The Agony House by Priest in Mystery. It is a great, suspenseful mystery story. Stung by Bethany Wiggins. Just love the cover of this book. Back to science fiction now. There is no cure for being stung. And Fiona does not remember this happening to her. In fact, she doesn't even remember going to sleep. But when she wakes up, her whole world has turned upside down. Everything that she knew no longer exists. Her house is falling apart and abandoned. Her neighborhood is completely empty. No one's there anymore. And she has a tattoo on her right hand that was not there before. She does not remember getting it, but she figures out quickly she has to hide this tattoo no matter what. It is a matter of life or death. People who have this tattoo, I should say the people who are left who have the tattoo, have turned into these beasts, really, violent beasts, who are preying upon those who don't have the tattoo. And those who are living without the tattoo are protected inside kind of a fortress type area, while those who have the tattoo are outside the fortress trying to get in. Fiona, like we said, she woke up, she has the tattoo, but she's on the wrong side of the wall. She's not with the other people tattooed. Hence the whole reason she's got to hide it. This book is sort of a reimagining of the story of Sleeping Beauty, very loosely, a science fiction version. And got to find out, how is she going to keep this hidden? Can she keep this hidden? And will she stay, quote unquote, normal for long? Stung by Bethany Wiggins. Check this one out. Does my head look big in this? This is by Randa Abdel Fattah in Realistic Fiction. Story that is full of humor and definitely some serious themes too, but very, very funny and entertaining. This book is about a girl in 11th grade who is smart and funny and very outspoken. She is not one to sit back and just let other people walk over her. She is a great friend to many people. She is also a devout Muslim, and she has decided that she is going to wear her hijab, or her head covering, full time, is not going to have it off at any point. And this is the story of her wearing that to school for the first time, not knowing how people are going to respond. And they are mixed in the responses. Even her parents aren't sure at first how they feel about her doing so, even though, of course, they very much believe that it is a great sign that she wants to do so. They just don't know how people are going to respond to her at first. Amal also does not know how her friends are going to respond. She's got a boy that she's really crushing on, and she's not sure how that's going to all go. This is just a really, like I said, a really entertaining, funny way to get into looking at a girl who has decided that it is very important to her to do this and to demonstrate her devout religion, but in a really lighthearted manner. Take a look at this book. Does my head look big in this? In realistic fiction. And with the hyphenated last name, you would look under Abdul. So you'd look in the A's for this book. One last one to share with you today is back in our mystery section by Cheryl Scarborough, and it is To Catch a Killer. This book, by the way, does have a sequel, so if you've already read this one and want to check out the other book, you could find it, of course, right next to this one on the shelf. I'm guessing most of you are thinking ahead to high school already and considering the fact that high school is supposed to be fun, and Aaron Blake was expecting the same. Well, so far, not having that experience. Aaron, as a toddler, had a really rough start. She survived for 3 days alongside the corpse of her murdered mother. Ugh. And the case remains unsolved, even now that Aaron is, oh gosh, I can't remember how old she is in the story, maybe 15 or 16 years old. Well, of course, this unsolved case has fascinated people ever since. They can't believe that she survived. They don't know who killed her mother. It's been this cold case. And Aaron now is once again at the start of the story, in the very first pages, at the center of another brutal homicide. This time, she finds the body of her science teacher. And people begin to wonder, what is it with Aaron Blake? Is it that, she just has terrible luck? Or is there some connection? Aaron believes there's a reason that both of these murders have happened around her. You've got to read this book to find out. To Catch a Killer by Cheryl Scarborough. Take a look in mystery for this fantastic read. Before I end this book talk, I wanted to remind you that, of course, a lot of these books sometimes get checked out. We, of course, would put them on hold for you as well. But I wanted to show you again a quick reminder on how to use our Destiny Discover page. Remember, you can check out the laptop here down in the library, but you can also on your iPad visit this by going to the Library Media Center homepage. And then scrolling down here, you can find all kinds of other good books to check out when you come down or to place a hold on. Don't forget, when you want to put a book on hold, you just need to go up here to the top right corner, click on Login, enter your ID and your password, and then any one book that pops up here, it should give you the option to press hold. So right now we've got books for Hispanic Heritage Month. We can scroll through here. We can learn a little bit more about any one of these books by clicking on the cover, and it'll tell us a little summary. If there's the green in sticker on it, it does let us know that the book is currently in the library. So you could come down right now. You could check out this book by going to Realistic Fiction and going to the J's for Jones. If we scroll a little further, we get to the topic buttons, which are really just the genres in our library. So if I was looking for a funny book, I could click on humorous fiction. And again, I could scroll all through every funny book that we have in that section. Notice that a few of them do have a read out sticker, which means it's currently out. So if it's one that I wanted to check out, I would want to, again, just log in, and then I'd be able to put the book on hold. One other thing worth mentioning is the collections down here. Don't forget that we continue to add to that, trying to put in there things that people are asking for. Everything from, do you have any books written in poetry form? Well, that's that novels in verse category. Do you have any stories that are, the scary books? Here's a good horror section. It's not all of them, but it's a good start. If you are looking for some of our newest books, we could click this new and notable button. These are some of the newer books that we've added to the library. Again, you could just kind of scroll through, read a little bit about each one. Gives you a chance to see some of the newer things that are in the collection now. I hope that you'll find something brand new to read, something good that looks interesting to you. Thanks so much for your attention. Happy reading.